A top 100 financial advisor, two-time author, one-time bestseller, and we're having a girl. Hooray! So most of you guys, if you're on the Instagram page, then you know that already. If you're not on the Instagram page, you should be there. So I'm going to give you the top 4, maybe 5 things that we're going to do to ensure that she's going to be wealthy. I did these things for my son as well. That was like 2 years ago. So if you haven't been around for a while, you probably missed that original video. So I want to pull up the whiteboard, give you guys some things that I'm going to do that you should do if you have kids, your nieces or nephews. There's some things you can kind of edit and change a bit. I want to let you answer some questions. Before we do that, go ahead, click the share button, and I will do so as well as I scroll through your questions and comments as well. All right, and there we go. All right, so again, make sure you go ahead and click that share button. All right, so as you see in the background, it's buildingbread.com/free. This is where you get all of my free updates via email. So we talk about things that are going on in the stock market. You're going to get a really cool email come Monday, or at least you should, so long as you didn't put me in the spam box. So go ahead and sign up. It is totally free. Name, email, that's it. You get an email like once, maybe twice per week about what's going on in the stock market, things you should know, things you should be aware of, and it's always explained in a very simple, easy to understand way. All right, so getting that commercial out of the way, here is one of the pictures that we took. So there you go, all adorable. So yeah, so she'll be due, the baby will be due in August of this year, and I want to again explain some of the things that we're going to do to ensure that she's going to be wealthy. So there are 4 primary things. I may add a 4th. We'll see as we go on, and feel free to ask any questions about any of these. So number 1, and this is the one that I did for my son, which I can start today. So some of these I have to wait until she gets a social, wait until she gets here and all that kind of stuff. The first one is I want to get a savings account for her. Now, where am I going to get these savings? Primarily, my favorite is either American Express. American Express does have a bank. Yes, American Express and or Ally. I will then eventually, right now, it'll be a joint account with me and my wife. Once she's born, we'll put her on that account. And this is just a cash savings account for her. So while we will be investing, and we'll get to that, we want to make sure that, maybe it's a car, maybe it's a vacation or something that she wants. I don't know what little girls buy, but we'll have some cash set aside for that, so we don't have to pull out of any of these other items that we're going to have. So I prefer, it's not for everyone, I prefer online banking accounts. It's out of sight, out of mind. I transferred, maybe it's $25 a week, $50 a month, whatever it is, and it just goes into the account. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to worry about it. And when she gets older, it will be the same account that she will use to save for whatever it is that she wants to save for. So it could be first car, could be prom, could be a business that she wants to buy, anything. So again, savings account, my first thing that I set up is probably one of the easiest things. Again, shouldn't cost me anything. It is not going to be the money maker, but it is going to set her up to be more flexible down the line. Number 2, I am going to get her a custodial account. So the abbreviation for it, it's called a custodial account. The abbreviation is UTMA, Uniform Trust to Minors Act is what it is. Essentially, this is going to allow me to invest on her behalf. When she's 18 or 21, depending on the state, that money then becomes hers. So I will be able to choose whatever stocks I need to choose. I'll definitely be choosing some index funds for her. That's going to be where her primary money is. I don't know what stocks I'm going to choose for her yet because she's not here. And as we've learned this year, the economy and the stocks that were great in January, with the exception of Netflix, are very different than what they are right now. So I'm not going to spend the time to go and do research and say, when she's here, I want her to get these stocks. I'm going to wait to see what the economy is at that time and evaluate the stocks at that time, as opposed to me trying to do the most and research in advance. I can pick stocks now that will be good by August, but August, I want to see what's going to be good from December on. So we're going to wait to choose those stocks. But when she gets here, when she gets her social, we're setting up that account and making those deposits immediately. So that's number 2. Number 3, make sure you hit the share button, because number 1, hit the save and the share button, because you know there are going to be a lot of kids born here in a few months, just so you know. But also, it's also an extremely important conversation when it comes to building generational wealth. So hit the share button, press the heart button, so I know you guys are there, and then feel free to ask any questions. All right, so number 3 is the 529 account. This also allows me to invest, but this is for college primarily. All right. Now, a lot of people say, well, what if we don't use it for college? What if she doesn't know if she wants to go to college? She could do a bunch of things. What if college is free by then? There are a lot of things that could happen. The good thing is, number 1, I can still use the money for anything that I want to. Now, I will have to pay taxes, and I may pay a penalty for that. That's fine. It's more than not having anything at all. The second thing is I can transfer that to myself if I want to go back to school, or my wife, or child 1 or child 3 or whomever. You can change those beneficiaries as many times as you want. That is completely up to you. So I wouldn't be overly afraid about that. But what I did do is I always choose both of these, so I don't have to pick just one. So if she wants to start a business, buy a car, a wedding, or anything like that that I now have to pay for, she can use the custodial account and use that and still be saving for college or whatever, or vice versa. So you can be flexible there and do whatever it is that you think you need to do. You can split the money and say, I only have $100 a month or $200 a month. I can do 100. The differences between these two, I do talk about this in my course, so we won't go super into detail here. I can do any stock I want in the custodial account. I am only limited to mutual funds only here. I don't have much control because they're trying to make me invest and play it safe. So that's those are 2 things that you want to know about. All right. Number 4, and I think we're definitely going to go over 4. Number 4, here's some things I'm going to change. So this is not necessarily for her. This is something I'm going to change. I changed my life insurance. And beneficiaries. All right, why am I doing that? Anytime that you have a change in your life, you need to change your life insurance coverage and you need to change your beneficiaries. So all my accounts right now is just wife and child 1. That's it. When she's here, I need to go back and update those things and make sure that child 2 is on there. I've seen situations, and if you've been to any of my other classes, you know what I'm talking about, where I have seen people who have ex-husbands or ex-wives listed as a beneficiary and the money goes directly to them and there's nothing you can do about it. So you want to make sure those beneficiaries are updated. But additionally, when it comes to insurance, to life insurance, now that I have 2 children, that if something unfortunate happens to me, I want to make sure that my wife is able to take care of both of them. So for example, if I only had a $100,000 policy to take care of 1 person and 1 child, I need to have more to take care of 1 person and 2 children. So I want to make sure that my coverage is increased and reflects what's going on right now. So if something were to happen again, say the child 2 gets, both kids get $50,000 and they can then invest on top of that. But if I don't update it, then that's going to be less money for them, or it can go to somebody that I don't want it to go to. So you want to make sure that it's updated. I'm going to check some questions real quick and let's see what they are. If she doesn't go to college, does she lose the money? That's a question we had answered in the very beginning. No, you don't lose the money. You lose the tax benefit, but you don't lose the money. So if you saved, $50,000 for college, they say, hey, I don't want to go. That's fine. You can still use the money. You're just going to be taxed on it. And if you use it for non-educational stuff, you could pay like a small penalty on it. That is not a big deal because you can still use the money versus it's just gone. All 50,000 is gone. I would rather, if I save 50,000, I'd rather have 40. That's not all of it, but I'd rather have 40 than have absolutely none. And again, if you have another child, if you have a niece, a nephew, if you want to go back to school, you can transfer it to yourself. I have which is the custodial account for my daughter with Muriel. Perfect. I have one at Fidelity. Does the UTMA or 529 impact financial aid? I am not 100% sure. The rules change from time to time. I would follow Ashley Hill. She is the expert when it comes to that. I don't want to say that it doesn't and throw you off. But my thing is this. My job is not necessarily to ensure that my kid gets the utmost best financial aid in the world. My job is to set him and her up to become millionaires down the line. So if I can cover 100% of college, that's great. But if I still, invest in test prep and make sure that he's doing his homework, things of that nature, he could be on an academic scholarship anyway. So that's just how I see it. Also, the financial aid rules can change so much for me because my kid is 2 and the other one's not born yet. There's so many things that can change between now and then that I'm not going to make a decision 20 years in advance about what the financial aid situation would be. I'm going to control what I can control and invest what I can invest and grow what I can grow now and not try to play a financial aid game. That's my personal opinion on it. Your kids may be older and it's a lot more important at that point. So that's just one thing I wanted to throw out there. Does this work if you have the same account you want to open for a niece or nephew? Yes. If you have the 529 plan, you can open it up for niece, nephew, whomever, and that anyone can contribute to it. It's not directed to me. So for the 529 plan, I can say, hey, look, mom, dad, grandpa, uncle, random person on the street. Here's the account number. Deposit your money whenever you can. And that's the cool thing about 529s. When it comes to this account here, the custodial account, it's really tied to me. Now, anybody can give me money and I can go do it, but I have to do it. And it can't just be anyone. All right. So these are the primary 4 things. There's some other things we'll maybe save for another video to add to this. But these are primary 4 things. So number 1, I'm opening a savings account. It's going to have her name on it. We're going to put some money in. This is going to be slush fund money to do whatever it is that she needs to do. Maybe it'll be a wedding. Maybe it'll be books, It could be a lot of stuff. So that's number 1. Number 2, we're going to have a custodial account. That's the UTMA. That's going to allow her to invest in any stocks that she wants to invest in. It can do a lot of things for her and be a lot more flexible. So that's number 2. Number 3 is the 529 plan. If she doesn't go to college, I can give it to my son. I can give it to anyone else, or I can use it for myself and just take the tax penalty and take the non-educational penalty. No big deal there. And then number 4, I want to update my beneficiaries and update my life insurance to reflect what is going on with the current family. Anytime you have a change, you want to make sure that those things are updated. So those are the top 4. We're going to make sure that we update this list as things change. Some people say that you can add your child as an authorized user on your credit card, which can build up their credit. Maybe we'll talk about that. I have some opinions and thoughts on that as well. All right, so thank you for coming out. If you are new, make sure you hit the share button. Make sure you hit the follow button. We are here Monday through Friday around 9 Central. So make sure you check that out. I'll show you the picture again, and I will see you guys on Monday. See ya.